Welcome back at Sixes and Sevens. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Rio. Today we are diving into the dark and twisted history of the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, California. A place that has been marred by tragedy, mystery, and an undeniable aura of the supernatural.
Yeah, for real kids, this aura is off the charts. I cringed at just saying that, so I also want to be
really
haunted
hurt.
now. But this hotel has seen its share of notorious guests and chilling events, making it, the prime hotspot for a paranormal activity. Not the movies, of course, let's just be real with that. And a source of endless fascination for thrill seekers and true crime enthusiasts alike, me and Rio.
Yeah, like you said, it's not like the movie because this is the real deal. This is real shit. Like,
definitely.
The movie was just, all the movies were terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
they were fucking terrible. Yeah,
it's bad. If you watched the movies and enjoyed, good on you. Fair enough. Just not quite for me. But grab your courage and let's explore the haunting legacy of the Cecil Hotel and what makes it such a significant part of Los Angeles lore.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's get right into the news. I'm joking, we can't steal that.
But damn it, Keemstar.
Yeah, exactly. The Cecil or the Cecil, I'm not sure which one it is.
Cecil.
Cecil, okay. The Cecil Hotel opened its doors in 1927, right before World War II, of course. Initially designed as a luxurious retreat for travelers visiting downtown Los Angeles. It was meant to be a place where the affluent could come and experience kind of all the glamour, the glitz of this, this city, the city of angels.
However, things quickly took a dark turn. After just a few years, the hotel began to gain a reputation as a haven for crime, despair, and darkness. It wasn't long before the lavish image of the Cecil started to fade, and the hotel transformed into a residence for the city's down and out during, the Great Depression.
Me for real. It's kind of fascinating how a building can change, don't you think? Like, in atmosphere over time. So it was obviously built for all of, like, oh, come and visit this. But at the same point, it was like, no, we're just going to affiliate you with drugs and gangs. Because originally the Cecil hotel was meant to embody the glamour of the 1920s, like a symbol of hope and opportunity. But obviously came the Great Depression. It just became a refuge center for those who had nowhere to go, transforming its identity into kind of just hopelessness, realistically.
No, exactly. Over the decades, the hotel became infamous for its connection to numerous tragedies and crimes. Reports indicate that over 100 deaths have occurred within the walls since its opening.
Sheesh.
Right. Like, the sheer volume of death and despair has become part of its identity, almost, making the Cecil not just a hotel, but a site of ongoing tragedy and history.
I mean, yeah. One of the most, I think, notorious figures associated with the Cecil Hotel. What's her name? Elizabeth Short, I think it was. Yes, famously known as the Black Dahlia. In 1947, she was rumored to have visited this hotel shortly before her gruesome murder. This case obviously captivated the public and still remains unsolved to this day.
Yeah, so, the Black Dahlia, aka Elizabeth Short, her story is particularly chilling, especially since her body was discovered in a vacant lot just a few miles away from the hotel. The media frenzy surrounding her murder not only added the public's obsession, but also linked the Cecil Hotel directly to one of the most infamous murder cases in American history alone.
If it's so notorious, why have I never heard of it? I had to research this.
Yeah, I don't know. I have heard
I'm kind of
about.
catching you out there. Kind of just baiting you out, saying, "Why have I never heard of this?" If it's one of the most infamous murder cases, it's either that or I'm a fake fan.
I think you're a fake fan because
I must be.
alone with the Cecil Hotel, I can associate easily like 5 to 10 cases. I won't name names. I'm not that good, but if somebody was to tell me something that happened in the Cecil Hotel, I'd be like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, I've heard about this. So
We might go into them in more episodes, probably.
absolutely.
I might have to do my research, but whoops.
You can
Anyway,
tell who does most of the work here.
oh yeah, no, it's definitely me. Elizabeth Short is kind of just the tip of the iceberg, as I like to say. In the 1960s, another tragic event did occur when a young woman committed suicide. This is the one I do know, from jumping from the hotel's roof, which gruesome death. Ooh. This incident was not an isolated case, rather kind of like reflects the whole hotel's dark legacy of despair and hopelessness and kind of just adds to it more.
Yeah, absolutely. Each of these stories adds a layer of darkness to the hotel's history. The Cecil Hotel became a symbol of loss and tragedy, a place where the cries of despair echoed through its halls, so poetic.
Mm.
But, the sheer weight of these events seems to linger almost as if the hotel itself has absorbed the sorrow of its occupants.
So, Hotel Transylvania, but literal horror.
Yeah, yeah, and
Just ghosts roaming around the halls. Mm.
basically.
And not nice ghosts as well. They're kind of haunted ghosts and mentally destroyed.
And
And we can't.
murderers.
Yeah. Well, speaking of murderers, actually, this kind of links to it. We can't forget about Richard Ramirez.
Oh,
Oh, he's famously known as "quote unquote" the Night Stalker. Or let me put an emphasis on it. The Night Stalker.
wait.
Who he
How
yeah.
about like the
Oh,
Night Stalker?
exactly. Who infamously stayed at the Cecil. I will say Cecil. I don't really care
You
now.
will get it right, hopefully
One
by
day.
the end of the episode. One day, yeah.
During his killing spree in the 1980s. So this was more recent, but obviously less recent than the 1920s when it opened. He was linked to at least 13 murders.
Oh, beautiful number 13.
Oh yeah, it's the unlucky number as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And his connection to the hotel kind of further solidified its reputation as a haven for criminal activity. What a lad!
Where
Honestly,
do you think?
Giga Chad.
Where do you think the unlucky number 13 comes from? Because you've got Friday the 13th. 13's just known as an unlucky number, and then this guy is linked to 13 murders.
I don't actually know. I kind of want to understand where it comes from because God knows where it's actually. Who started this whole 13. It might have just been hearsay. People saying 13's an unlucky number, but it's actually not.
I don't know. I think there's something to it. I think there is some what's it called? Paranormal link to it. I kind of want to find out where this you've got the unluckiness of a black cat crossing your path or splitting poles. What's that called?
Superstition.
Superstition. Yeah, I wonder where the superstition become there behind the number 13 really comes from.
Well, I did just search it up. The belief is that the number 13 is only unlucky because it goes back to the Bible.
Okay.
Where the story of the Last Supper, where Judas, obviously the apostle who betrayed Jesus, is considered to be the 13th guest at the table, so that's where it kind of starts, which that's in Christianity anyway. In Norse mythology or anything else, it might be, I think it was Loki, who was the 13th guest and all of that stuff. So that's where it comes from.
Makes sense.
It makes sense, but that's a long time. That's a long superstition.
Yeah. It really is. You don't realize how things that we think about and use on a daily, how far
Mm.
they really go back, and how these traditions almost have carried on for hundreds of thousands of years sometimes. Well, maybe not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds
A
and
long
even
time at least,
thousands of
yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, hundreds and thousands of years, because we're not there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll get somewhere, of course.
But
Mm-hmm.
Ramirez,
Ramises.
oh my god, I cannot say his name. Ramirez's arrest near the hotel in 1985 brought even more attention to its dark reputation. Many believe that his malevolent presence might still linger in a hotel, contributing to the eerie atmosphere reported by guests and staff as well.
That's even worse. Like, if you work there, you're like, I don't like this atmosphere. I don't want to work here. They're,
Yeah.
what's it called? People retention must be absolute shite. Uh,
Oh, you're a
that's-
returning guest? Why?
Fuck off. Go away. We don't come here.
Yeah, it's like, I get it, come for one night, just come and go kind of thing, but
Mm,
return to.
don't. Yeah, exactly. It's like returning to the place where all this shit happened.
To be fair, I
But,
understand if it's
yeah.
coming from paranormal fanatics and investigators like us that want to go back.
Journalists and like stuff like that. Yeah, no, I can understand.
Yeah.
But as a result of its dark history, let's say, the Cecil Hotel has gained a reputation as one of the most haunted locations in America, which that's an achievement in itself. Like, be real. Guests and staff alike have reported countless encounters with the supernatural, which kind of just adds more to the hotel's like mystique, mysteriousness.
Yeah. Many visitors recount hearing unexplained noises such as disembodied voices, footsteps in the empty hallways, and even sounds of doors slamming shut. There's a chilling sense of the unknown that hangs in the air, making the hotel feel alive with its tragic past. The
Let me
walls
just
have a story
stop you
to tell.
there, though.
Mhm.
I do agree the walls do have a story, but they're in a fucking hotel. Of course they're going to hear footsteps. Of course they're going to hear doors slamming.
Yeah, but you hear footsteps and then you look down a hallway and there's fuck all there. What are you going to
Yes,
think?
because they've just went in the room and closed the door. Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe the superstition until I actually witness it. I think that's the way I am anyway.
This is why we need to do more paranormal investigations together.
We actually need to do one, yeah, with me there.
Yeah.
That'll be, great. Anyway, one staff member who obviously worked at the Cecil Hotel shared a particularly chilling experience. And they recounted hearing like laughter coming from rooms that were supposed to be empty, sending shivers down obviously their spine and all of that. You know, Ugh. It's one of those moments where it leaves you questioning whether you're truly alone.
Fuck that. I am going to move to the downtown motel where there's most likely pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers, and fucking druggos rather than stay at this hotel, because if you're sitting in your bed and you hear something in your room, fair enough, outside the room, standard, normal hotel activity. But if you hear something in your room, what do you do at that point? Like, I know I would put the covers over my head as if they're going to fucking protect me.
I mean, they might.
Right? You never know until you try.
But realistically, where would you stay? Would you stay at the hotel, motel, holiday inn? I got the hotel.
God damn, Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
Exactly. I just had to put that reference in there because I just found it fucking hilarious.
I would stay in room 1402. And let's talk about the infamous room 1402. Guests frequently report feeling cold spots there,
Oh,
a phenomenon that many paranormal investigators attribute to restless spirits. I have seen TikToks and videos of people.
yeah. No, I've had some TikToks pop up about that. It's actually interesting how certain places within the hotel, and not just like the hotel in general,
Yeah, there's
seem
more
to have an
activity
aura
in
of their
different
own.
rooms.
Yeah, like each room has a different kind of vibe, but not about the actual rooms. Like the look of it, like the
Yeah.
feel of it. It's like that gritty, like feeling down inside.
I remember
Um,
seeing this one TikToker who
mm,
investigated the hotel for a long time. He got an apartment right across from the hotel and he would
oh,
document stuff going on, like every week there was police, ambulances, fire engines constantly going in and out of the hotel. There was incidents ongoing constantly. But he also had a perfect visual of room 1402 window. And I believe there was renovations going on at the time, or just that floor was like fully shut off. There was nobody staying in the room, but he had a camera set up directly looking at the window, and you could see stuff. Like you could generally
mm,
see people in there. It was
oh,
bizarre.
so good
Yeah.
as a creep. He wanted to watch people have sex. I'm
Whether
gonna
he's
video
a
you.
paranormal investigator or just a fucking stalker, I don't know.
We do not know. Find out next time on it. I think yeah, no, I've heard about that because one of the guests, I think there was another room, 1430, which was on the same floor,
Hmm.
shared a story about like a sudden rush of cold air whilst passing by. Um, Even in the dead of summer, there was this cold kind of breeze that was coming through, just as if the hotel was telling its own story, but
And
like
it's Los
through
Angeles
all of
as
these
well. Los
experiences.
Angeles is
Yeah,
fucking warm. Like,
if any of you have ever been, like, it's absolutely roasting your tits off.
yeah. Never mind during actual summer season.
Mm-hmm.
No. During winter
Exactly.
it's warm, never mind during summer. But yeah,
You just burn alive.
literally. The reports just kept getting worse. There was reports of flickering lights and sudden power outages.
Mm.
It's some believe these incidents are the result of ghostly interference. In one recent encounter, a guest claimed to see a shadowy figure standing at the end of the hallway late at night.
Mm.
When they approached, the person to see who it was, the figure just vanished, just leaving them with an unsettling chill that lingered throughout their stay. Which I'm not surprised. If you've seen someone and you're like,
Mm.
oh, who's that? And maybe if it's a staff member, I'm going to go and ask them a question or ask to get catered for ice or drinks or whatever. You start
First of
walking.
all,
Mm-hmm.
who the fuck are you?
Right.
Two, why would it be me?
Mm-hmm.
I'd just be standing at the edge of the corridor with like a black hoodie on, going "Rrrr,"
I just
to
stand,
scare people.
like, I'd walk up, I'd start walking towards them, right? And then
Mm.
as soon as they disappeared, my first thought would be, oh, fuck, the mushrooms
Nah,
have kicked
fuck
in.
this shit. That, ugh. I think that's just such like a haunting experience.
Right.
I can only imagine how unsettling it kind of must have been, especially as me, because I'm a scared little bitch. And
True.
like I would be running out of that place as soon as possible. I'll be like, no, not for me. I want a refund. I want to go home.
You just
Um,
imagine you running with like your Louis Vuitton bags with clothes flying out left, right, and center.
you
You've
think I can afford Louis Vuitton? Fucking hell!
yeah, from Egypt, okay?
No, I can't even afford that. I'm not gonna
Like
lie.
you're running with your suitcase half open, your clothes just flying out. You're like, fuck this, no,
No,
bye,
I'm not
see you
even
later.
clothes are half on. I'll just be fucking naked, just sprinting down the corridor with dragging my suitcase behind me.
Mummy, is that a ghost? No, it's just one of the fucking druggos running naked again.
No, it's just Tommy. Uh,
It's a
but
standard occurrence in room 1430.
1430, 1402, one of them, yeah, sure. Apparently another visitor as well recounted feeling someone tugging at their blanket whilst they slept,
No.
only to wake up and obviously find that no one was there. Um, and that's the personal accounts that just really bring to life the stories of Cecil Hotel.
Dude, if I'm sleeping and I feel somebody tugging my blanket, I, I don't even know
It's
what I
just
would
me,
think.
Pookie. I'm just cold. I want
Climb
my
on in, boy.
blankie.
Climb on in.
I just want my blanket back. Like,
No, it's truly chilling.
it is.
Horrible. But a group of paranormal investigators once visited the hotel and
Ooh.
recorded unexplained whispers in the middle of the night. Um, it was as if the spirits were trying to communicate, like adding another layer to the hotel's ghostly lure.
Yeah, and adding to this, one particular kind of creepy story comes from a couple who stayed in, I think it was room 701, and they reported hearing children laughing and running down the halls, but found no children anywhere in the hotel at all. It's these unsettling moments that just contribute to the overall feeling of the unease and
Mm-hmm.
why visitors are kind of scared to go there and scared to stay there.
No. The more like you talk about this, the more I want to visit it. But
Mm-mm,
at the same
mm-mm,
time,
mm-mm.
at the same time, I'm like, if I knew there was very little guests staying there, because the hotel's never really full, and then I just heard
I wonder
stuff.
why.
Damn, maybe we should look
Not
into
because it's
that.
haunted, yeah.
No,
Nah,
definitely not.
couldn't be.
Definitely not. Um, but each of these stories adds to the hotel's haunted legacy. It feels as though the Cecil Hotel is alive, echoing the pain and suffering of those who have passed through its doors. It kinda traps the history, and it traps the souls of the people that were lost or doomed
Mm.
there. It's as if it's a prison for people that got lost in the halls of the Cecil Hotel.
I agree, but at the same point, I'm thinking, damn, this would make a fucking good zombies map. I mean, prove me wrong. A Hotel of the Dead.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Or a movie, at least. I mean, we had Monster House, but not Monster Hotel.
I
I
preferred
mean, that was just
Monsters
Hotel
Inc.
Transylvania, to be fair. Mm. Monster Sink, did you just say? Wait, what?
Yeah, Monsters Inc.
Oh, I thought you said Monster Sink. Like, why are monsters haunting a sink? It sounds like a really bad, like, setup.
You just start hearing dripping. Tip, tip, tip.
It's water torture.
The monsters start waterboarding you.
Fucking hell.
Oh, that is terrible.
It's great, actually. Uh,
Co-produced by
right,
Rio and Tommy.
exactly. Let's get back into it anyway. And I think we should go for one of the most haunting and kind of the widely discussed stories, which obviously is the main reason of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Linked to the Cecil Hotel is that I want to say this right, Elisa Lam.
I think that's right.
Yeah, no, I
I
got
think
that
so.
right.
We can't really
Which
ask her.
is, well, no, she's dead,
Mm-hmm.
unless you can speak with a Ouija board, which even then you can't speak to them.
True.
Maybe what do you call it? That speaker
Spirit
box,
box.
spirit box. That was it. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got one of
that's just a
them.
good band.
We can.
Um, but she mysteriously disappeared during her stay at the hotel. So she didn't leave. She stayed in the hotel itself and disappeared. Her case has been like reviews multiple times. The public have been involved. Police, everybody has been kind of interested in this case to find out what happened.
Especially
Elisa
with
Lam.
the circumstances that her body was
Mm.
found in, it leads back to Monsters Sink. Because her body was discovered weeks later in the rooftop water tank, under circumstances that raised.
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at that. I'm laughing at the sink.
Yeah, she's the one hot in the water. Oh, that's terrible. Imagine staying at the hotel, right, and finding out there was a decomposing body inside of the water tank, of which you shower and drink the water from the taps.
And
Like,
not knowing that there's a dead body in there.
mm-hmm.
Nah, that would fully creep me out.
But just the circumstances raised countless questions. You know, the very nature of her death was bizarre, and it's been a topic of intense speculation and debate ever since her tragic death.
But even before her disappearance, Elisa was captured on security, like the CCTV cameras, acting erratically in an elevator out of all the places. Like,
So,
God, who would do that?
if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to roll the clip now. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, you won't
Fuck
see
yourself.
the clip. Yeah. You can
Then
you
go
can
to YouTube.
You can see the clip on YouTube. We will roll it now.
uh, nah. I'm sorry, nah.
Why does she act like that?
I don't know. Do you think I know?
So basically,
I do,
for those
but
of
I'm
you
not.
that haven't watched the video, basically she's like going in the elevator, like going in and out, as if somebody's chasing her or something's happening, but there's nobody else in the video. It's just, it's bizarre. I'll let Tommy talk about the video more.
Yeah, it's almost like she's talking to an unseen presence. Like there's a schizophrenia or something. Like, you're talking to something that's not actually there. Uh, pressing multiple buttons as if she's trying to escape. The whole thing just creeps me out.
Mm-hmm.
The footage obviously has become infamous and is often referenced in discussions about her case, but yet nothing has been done about it.
I don't. Can anything really be done? Especially not knowing. Oh, anyway,
No,
the
you can't
eeriness
arrest a
of,
ghost.
yeah, no, exactly. Or you can't diagnose her with schizophrenia after her passing. You just
I
we'll
mean, you
never know.
can. You'd just be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. But the eeriness of that video adds to the mystery even more.
Definitely.
After her body was discovered, the Cecil Hotel faced intense scrutiny. Um, Many speculated about the possibility of foul play, while others wondered if supernatural forces were at work.
And I think, the circumstances surrounding Elisa's death, it prompted a wide range of theories. Like, obviously, you know, if you heard something like that, you'd theorize something yourself.
Yeah, because
Um,
she was found in the water tank on top of the roof. How did she get in there?
mm,
It is
like,
not
water
easy.
tanks are not easy to get into. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is so hard to open. Never mind get in and then close it behind you, especially that the latch was on the outside of the water tank. Come
But
on. How does that happen?
that's just a theory. A game theory. Fuck's
You're
sake.
fired.
Good. No, but like I do agree. Like, how does that happen? Some people like obviously believe that she was experiencing a mental health crisis, whilst others suggest she may have fallen victim to something more sinister, like demons or ghosts or paranormal, of course. And the hotel itself became a focal point for all of those theories, as its dark past seemed to seep into the narrative which surrounds, obviously, her disappearance and how she got into a water tank.
Literally, it's fair enough if there was some mental health issues going on at that time, but that still does not explain how she climbed into that water tank alone.
Yeah.
Somebody must have been there to help her open it and then close it behind her whilst her body was in there. It, and her
I still
clothes,
feel it would take more people because water tanks are
yeah,
like very heavy metal.
literally. And
And
her
I'm not talking
clothes were
about
found
Slipknot.
outside of the water tank.
Yeah.
So as if she's like, you know what, I am going to bathe in the water tank. So I am going to remove all my clothing. No, it does not make sense. It
Unless you
doesn't.
just phased through the wall.
Yeah, there's a specific glitch in a matrix where if you punch the wall fast and hard enough, your hand will phase through it.
Exactly.
Do not try at home. We are
Or if you're
trained
just,
professionals.
for all you scientists out there, moving forces, one force goes to another and you can just, like, go through metal because
Slip
you're a
through the
fucking god.
atoms. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Um,
But
what was it, though?
since Elisa's tragic
Hmm.
death,
Oh, yeah.
reports of paranormal experiences linked to her case have been increasing. Some guests claim to have felt her presence in the hotel, describing a deep sadness that permeates certain areas, especially near the rooftop water tank. Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What are guests doing near the rooftop water tank?
Wanted a
Unless
drink, wanted a shower, just wanted
that's
to
true.
chill.
Unless the rooftop is accessible to public, which I doubt, because not all rooftops are,
Well,
especially
not all
hotels.
are. No. I mean, it depends because American hotels are different, aren't they?
True, I guess. True. Like that
They
one
might want to
scene
go out
in.
for a smoke or something.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's the scene from The Hangover where they're all on the rooftop taking ecstasy.
Or Megamind. Not Megamind, Monsters versus Aliens, where he's on the roof.
Uh,
I don't know why that came into my head, but that's the only thing I fucking
why
got.
did Megamind come into your head?
I think that's just because that's me.
True.
Yeah, exactly. But one visitor shared a particularly emotional experience, recalling how I think it was like how they felt an overwhelming urge just to cry while standing near the rooftop tank. Casual things as you do. Like I just want to have a massive breakdown right next to this rooftop tank for no reason.
You know what? Fair.
Almost
'Cause it's a
if
quiet
yeah,
place. You
it's
can just
fair.
go.
Honestly, it is fair.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
It's just almost if Elisa's spirit was trying to communicate with them, um, which in itself is just haunting. Just to think that a place meant for rest has become a site of sorrow.
It's very true. Hotels are designed for people to go in and rest and escape, kinda. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's sad, but others have reported strange noises coming from the rooftop, particularly at night. The whispers and sensations experienced by visitors contribute to the ongoing fascination with Elisa's story.
I mean, they said they heard like strange noises from the rooftop, but we don't actually know what noises, do we?
I'm guessing like banging on the water tank, like metal clanking,
Mm.
or as if somebody was slamming a metal door kind of thing. That's what I'm
Or
imagining.
or if somebody was like kneeling on the edge of the rooftops, going, "I am the vengeance. I am the Dark Knight."
Jesus Christ. What's with all the references today?
I can't get through like paranormal things because I have to make it funny because I just can't think of it.
You're not going to be able to sleep tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
After recording this episode, are you going to put on like CBBS or something just to calm your
Fuck yeah,
mind?
Numberjacks. Let's go. I'd
Yeah,
happily watch the Numberjacks right now.
fair enough.
Or
Fair enough.
Balamori. Balamori did slap.
Never watched it.
Really? We're not going to get into that, but we are going to get into the paranormal investigator. Because he claimed to have captured an EVP,
Oh my god,
which,
Tommy, what does that stand for?
oh my god, I'll tell you. It stands for an electronic voice phenomenon,
Oh my god, we've
which,
talked about this before.
have we?
Yeah, we were talking about it at the episode where we covered the Enfield poltergeist.
Oh, yeah, we were. I mean, probably might need to listen to that one first, surely, but we're not going to get into that semantics. Um, but while near the water tank, where obviously Alyssa died, they heard a soft whisper saying, "Help me,"
Ew.
which, yeah,
If somebody
I'm
whispered
not
to
even going to
me,
get into
help me, right, and I there was nobody there, I'd just say, nah, get to fuck, I'm going, man. See you later.
that. Get to fuck. No, I'm not doing that at all.
Jesus Christ. But the story of Elisa Lam adds another layer to the hotel's already tragic narrative. It's a reminder of how
Hmm.
places can absorb the energy of their occupants. As I said, they're trapped within the walls. They can't escape, creating a tapestry of human experience that is both beautiful and tragic at the same time.
I mean, extremely tragic. If the whole of every single death, every single murder, every single thing that's happened, just the whole aura, as we keep on saying, is it's completely different to any hotel that you'll ever stay at.
Yeah.
And people kind of just often say that staying at the Cecil Hotel feels like being part of an ongoing story where obviously the past is never truly laid to rest. The hotel's dark history just seems to linger in the air, creating an atmosphere that's, both captivating but massively unsettling.
Yeah, quite literally. The Cecil Hotel has since been rebranded as the
Hmm.
Stay on the Main. Don't know where that name came from,
I
but
don't
it's
think I like that name, honestly.
I prefer the Cecil Hotel.
Mm.
But its dark reputation continues to loom larger. But its dark reputation continues to loom large, despite the name change. The stories and hauntings persist. The history will never leave the place as long as the building
I don't think it can.
stands.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even if they were to knock the building down and rebuild, the land is still got history. That place in general, you just can't
It's in
get
the
rid of.
soil, it's in, everything. You
Literally,
cannot get rid of it.
and visitors come seeking a glimpse into its past, storied
Yeah,
past,
which
even.
stored, storied. I mean, it's both,
All of
actually.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
stories are stored.
In the storage. The story storage. That just sounds really stupid. Um,
you know,
the sto-
you know what another word for story storage is?
No?
A fucking library. It's so stupid, but so true.
It is. It's a story storage. Nah, it's a fucking library, mate. Like, oh my god. Okay, that's very good. Very good. Yet this hotel, obviously the Cecil Hotel, the Hotel Cecil, remains a significant part of the Los Angeles lore, attracting thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts alike who are drawn to this notorious history. It's, I always say it's fascinating, just how a place can hold such a gravitational pull,
Mm-hmm.
inviting people to explore its shadows, to learn its stories, to, I don't know,
Cover it on a podcast.
cover it on a podcast, or to even go to it and record some videos in person.
Yeah, it's people that are listening right now. You are all part of this gravitational pull because you are listening the history and the stories of the Cecil Hotel, which makes you part of this invitation to explore its shadows from a
It's
different
either that or you
perspective.
really like the sound of mine and Rio's voice and it puts you to sleep. So I hope
And
you're having sweet dreams.
if you do, I am glad because I have recently upgraded my microphone. If you could not
Hmm.
tell, hopefully you
Just for the
can.
podcast, of course.
Absolutely. So shout out to Mr. Beast. For no reason whatsoever.
Shout out my dad.
Oh
I know he's
Lord.
listening right now. Wait. What the fuck? Shout out Mr. Beast.
Listen, he paid for someone's car in America, okay?
What? Because he mentioned them in the podcast?
No.
Well, then you're gonna get fucking nothing, then, aren't
I'm
you?
not expecting to get anything. I just want to shout at him. I just wanted to shout him out for no reason. You never know.
Okay.
I've not even watched his thing on Amazon Prime. I
No, it's
don't really want to
shit.
watch it either.
No, it does seem kind of.
Oh well, shout out Mr. Beast anyway. But God damn it. That's terrible.
Let's just take a breather.
Yeah. Uh rehydrate and all that.
Exactly. fucking
You know
show
what?
how Mr. Beast.
I'm not even gonna cut this out. Let's let people hear what really goes on.
Yeah,
How we
just
have
talked.
random breakdowns.
For some reason, I can't stop laughing at it. I'm crying. I'm fully crying.
Right. So this is why, when we record an episode, the recording session can be an hour to 2 hours, and the episode itself is like 30-40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is because we do this random stuff, and then we just have 5 minutes of laughing and trying to get ourselves together.
Because we're just actually fucking stupid.
Right. Exactly. And I feel like we should just, keep more of these raw, stupid moments.
If you would like that, let us know. Honestly, just
If not,
keep them in.
we'll start cutting
We're
them
still
out
gonna
again.
do it anyway. We do not
Yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like viewer retention. What's that?
Literally. But many ghost stories and ghost tours have sprung up, guiding guests through the hotel and sharing tales of its haunted history. These tours often include stops at key locations like room 1402, room 1430, and the rooftop water tank where Elisa's body was found.
I think the Cecil Hotel has like become a backdrop for storytelling now, where every corner kind of holds a piece of its haunting history. With each tour is like a narrative shed. It just adds another layer to the hotel's legacy.
We at the hotel, lotel.
Lotel holiday. Yeah. We're not going back to that.
No, we've already had our sing along.
Mm.
And the hotel's reputation has inspired numerous documentaries and films, including a chilling Netflix documentary that reignited, public interest in
Mm.
Elisa Lam's case. The documentary not only highlighted the circumstances of her death, but also explored the hotel's long history of tragedy and crime and everything that has went on through the 98 years.
I think so. It must be.
It was 1927.
1927, yeah, so
Yeah.
98 years or so. Nearly
Yeah.
100 years old. Oh my god, okay, that's incredible.
It's crazy.
Century? Not century? I don't know. But the Cecil, it serves as a haunting reminder of how the past can linger, influencing those who pass through its doors. It reflects the darker side of the American dream, of course, showing how quickly luxury can turn into despair.
Absolutely. And it's a place where reality and the supernatural intertwine, leaving visitors with more questions than answers. You go there to do an investigation and try and get some answers, but you end up leaving scratching your head even more than you did going in there. Many who visit the hotel report feeling an inexplicable heaviness, a reflection of the suffering that has occurred within its walls. You kind of feel the eeriness and the twisting of the stomach whenever you get a kind of
the knots, yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of sick kind of feeling that something's watching you, or the
Just
impact
feel uneasy.
itself it extends beyond its guests, doesn't it? Because it goes to the staff as well. The surrounding kind of Skid Row area, as they like to call it, has been known for its high levels of homelessness, poverty, everything above that sort. And the hotel itself has become a microcosm of just broader societal issues.
Exactly. The hotel has been a point of contention within the community. Some see it as a blight, while others recognize its historical significance. Local residents often share stories about the hotel, reinforcing its notoriety and making it part of community's fabric.
Yeah, I think it's weird though, because many people in the area believe that the hotel attracts negative energy, reinforcing the struggles of the surrounding community itself. And a reminder of how certain places can hold on to the pain of those who occupy them, making it difficult to move forward and have that mentality of two-step backwards instead of two steps forwards.
And it's essential to consider how the hotel represents not only the tragic stories of individuals, but also the broader societal issues to play.
Hmm.
You know, the Cecil Hotel has became a case study in how places can absorb the energy of their occupants, for better or for worse.
Now, this leads into an interesting conversation about how society views mental health, homelessness, the intersections between crime and care.
Yeah.
The hotel serves as a reminder also of the need for compassion and understanding in such a world that can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Either way, that's just my view on it. Let's dive deeper into some of the experiences shared by the guests at this said horror hotel. Many visitors, of course, report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread upon entering the hotel, let alone staying in it.
And one guest recalled walking into the lobby and immediately feeling cold and uneasy, as if they were being watched. It's fascinating how places can evoke such strong emotions almost as if they have their own kind of energy field, or
Mm-hmm.
they manipulate people. You know, a
Oh,
building
yeah.
manipulates your feeling and your senses. It's bizarre.
Now, others have shared stories of waking up in the middle of the night, obviously such strange noises, such as the sounds of like scratching on walls and whispers and laughs that came out of absolutely nowhere. These experiences blur the lines between obviously the reality and the supernatural, which leaves many questions, you know, for us, let alone other people, and how you perceive it.
It truly is a powerful reminder of how deeply a place can impact our emotions and experiences. You know, if we go into even buildings that don't have a history, but we still get, you know, weird feelings. For example, if we go into a hotel, we'll feel
Mm-hmm.
fine, we'll feel relaxed. But if we go into a hospital, we'll feel uneasy. Just is that feeling associated with different buildings. And here with the Cecil Hotel, you get a feeling that should not be associated with this building. So it makes people be like, why am I feeling this in a place that's meant to be seen as a place
Mm.
of rest, relax, and just escaping reality?
But
Um,
instead, it was death, taxes, and uncomfortableness.
Literally, like the stories we've heard, paint a vivid picture of the hotel as a living entity, rich with
Mm.
history and hauntings.
I think one particularly striking account came from a guest who stayed on the seventh floor. They reported feeling a cold breeze brushing against their skin, followed by the distinct sensation of someone touching their shoulder. Obviously, no one was in the room with them, but feeling of touching on the shoulder and a cold breeze is like,
Yeah.
ugh.
So we've had this cold breeze or this cold draft a
Mm-hmm.
few
Twice.
times. Yeah.
Mm.
Which is weird because I don't know if you know the yeah, what's it called? People speculate that if you have all of a sudden shivers or you feel a cold
Mm-hmm.
breeze, it's a spirit passing through your body or something like
Ooh.
that. Um,
I mean, yeah, I've heard that multiple times, but
which would
completely
make
forgot about it.
sense in a hotel. Of people
But
feeling,
touching the shoulder.
yeah, I guess, they pass through their body and then kind of focus their energy onto actually getting the person's attention and touching them or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how the
Could the
spiritual
could
world
have the
works.
could the ghost have been a masseuse?
That's interesting, actually. Or the ghost just needed somebody to lean on, going through a tough time.
Nah,
Nah,
they're
fair.
dead.
Okay, that's it's fair, but it's
Yeah.
eerie, you know.
Oh yeah, no,
And
massively.
other visitors shared that they felt compelled to take a photograph of the hotel's rooftop, as if they were forced to do it, but only to later discover an unusual mist captured in the image. We know what that is. It's an orb.
Oh yeah, it's Batman. Of course it is. He's just lurking there in the night.
Yeah. You know, they
Um,
can't explain what the mist is, but, you know, as somebody who's really, really interested by this, I see it as an orb.
yeah, it's like that game, Phasmophobia, the
Love that
spirit
game.
orbs. Yeah, yeah. Obviously,
Yes.
it's noticing the signs and the patterns of what's happening, and you could you might be able to see faces, you might be able to see like figures, you might be able to see shadows, things like that, which kind of captivate in the photos themselves and develop later on.
Hmm.
Um, and it just adds to the whole aura of the Cecil Hotel, because it's just such a repository of human experiences.
Yeah.
Both obviously more tragic, but there are some joyful ones as well. Because each story just contributes to the story, the story storage, as we're going to call it,
The
of the
library.
hotel. Yeah, the library of the hotel, as a place of both beauty but mostly darkness.
And as many more people visit, the legacy of the Cecil Hotel continues to grow, you know, intertwining the past with the present in a hauntingly beautiful way. And
Hmm.
speaking for myself, I would love to visit the hotel. I don't know whether I would have the balls to sleep a night in one of the
I
haunted
wouldn't be able to
rooms.
sleep regardless.
Yeah.
Knowing all of these stories, I would be awake the whole night.
I'd feel fine sleeping in a standard room, but I'd love to put myself to the test and actually stay at one of the rooms like 1430 just to see and record everything and do the paranormal investigations that we, we want to do.
I mean, if any of you guys have actually stayed at the Cecil Hotel, just let us know. Honestly, put it on our Reddit or,
Please do.
contact us. Yeah, just anyway, because we want to hear the experiences.
You can
Um,
contact us on Facebook at Sixes and
hmm
Sevens, Reddit at Sixes and Sevens Podcast, or email us at Sixes and Sevens Podcast at gmail.com.
Or even Instagram at Sixes and Sevens. Simple as that. We're everywhere. You cannot miss us.
Absolutely.
We're not like a ghost.
Or are we?
So there you have it. A glimpse into the haunting legacy of Cecil Hotel. A place where history and mystery collide, leaving behind echoes of despair and intrigue.
It's a story that reminds us of the complexities of human experience, you know, the intertwining of joy and sorrow, and how the places we inhabit can shape our stories in profound ways.
If you're ever in Los Angeles, which you might be, just remember that behind every single wall of Cecil Hotel, it lies a tale waiting to be told.
And don't drink the water because you never know what's in the water tanks.
Don't have a shower, don't drink water, don't use the monster sink.
But anyways, thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to subscribe and share it with your friends, family, or friendly neighborhood ghosts. We'll see you next time on At Sixes and Sevens.
Will we?
Probably not.